Hello guys, my name is Khan, and actually in this video I'll be discussing how you can use different tools of formatting that Excel provide. How can you play around with the formatting of the data in a table, and then we'll also discuss how you can delete data based on the duplicates in a column. So I will start with the formatting. Suppose here, if you can see that we have a data in 4 columns, and data is not shown properly. As you can see that the column width is not wide enough, and this issue is very common, especially when you are dealing with big data sets. So in order to see the data properly, the manual way is, or the hard way is, to go to each column and do it separately, divide it by separately, the way I am doing currently. Or the other way you can do it, you can just go here and select the whole sheet data and then press double click here, and you can see that all the columns will be shown according to their width, and you can see the data clearly. And other than that, you can also go to you can select the columns, and then you can go to home tab. There is a format option on the Excel, which you can select, and then you can go to column width, and then you can define the column width. Suppose 20. If I said that now things are according to 20, each column is equally width. And the same you can do with the rows, that you can go to rows and then you can select row height, suppose again 20. So these are the few things that you can do to make your data more presentable. Other than that, is also an important thing is that many times when you're working with the data, you may have to hide the rows, maybe because of the privacy, or maybe the data is not relevant. So most of you probably will know how to do it, but there is an easy way. Suppose if you have a hidden rows or hidden column in your data, and so one way to unhide the data is that, suppose there is a column C is hidden between B and D. You can go here and then select B and D and then set unhide, but still the rows are still hidden. But suppose if you want to unhide all the data, so the easy way is to go and select the all data and then just go to unhide here, and then select unhide rows and then unhide columns. So this is another way of doing a hide or unhide. Now I will discuss one more thing is about the borders, especially if you are presenting your data to someone in your company, or to your boss. It should be in a right, it should be presentable. So usually what people do is people use different kind of borders. So you can play around with those borders. Suppose this is the function, this is the point from where you can add borders. So suppose I want thick outside borders. So now if I see I have thick outside borders, suppose I also want to divide between domestic and foreign. So I can select the data and then go back to, and then just click simply. Now you can see that there is a clear divide between domestic and foreign. The same way you can create a divide between the variable names and the domestic. So as you can see now, suppose now you think that you also want to add a line which will separate out make from the rest of the data. So an easy way is to do, you select that column, you go here, and you can also select options from here, but I want to show how you can use this more border option, which is very useful. You can go and you can select any line style. Suppose I want to select this line style, and if I select here, then I press here OK, then you can see that it have added a dotted line here. Secondly, what other options that Excel provide is wrap text. So if you have data in this way and it's not shown properly, instead of increasing the width of the column, you can also use wrap text. So as you can see, now we have data in the same column width and it's shown completely, but now in an additional spacing which is added towards the downward of the row. And in the same way, now I will show you guys how you can remove duplicates from your data, which is very useful sometimes, because you don't want to show duplicate things in your data. So what I will do, I will go to Data tab, and then if you go to Data and Tools, there is an option which is named as Remove Duplicates. If you press it, it will give us the column names, and it's as I mentioned in my previous videos too, that it's always essential that you add the columns names in the first row of your data, and it's always better not to have any empty rows above empty rows at row number 1 or row number 2. It's always essential that your columns names appear in the row number 1, so that Excel will automatically decide that okay, these are your column names. Suppose if I want to see that is there any duplicate in all of these data. So in order to just give you, I'm just cancelling it, I'm just adding a duplicate entry in my data. So now if I go to data and then I select again remove duplicate. So currently I'm saying go to each column. So if all these options are selected, it means that if the data appear exactly the same in 2 rows, then the Excel will delete. So if I press OK, so Excel is saying that 1 duplicate values found and removed, 16 unique values remain. Okay. Now suppose instead of selecting all the columns, suppose if I just want to remove duplicates based on foreign, so what I will do, I will go to again, but you have to be careful here. I will let you know why. So suppose if I go and if I want to remove the duplicates based on foreign only, so yeah, because there in foreign variable we just have 2 categories, which is domestic and foreign. They have deleted all of the data. What Excel have done, the Excel have kept only the first rows for each domestic and foreign, and Excel have decided deleted all other data. So that's why it's very you have to be very careful, especially once you are deleting data based on a single variable, because probably you will lose a lot of data because of it, because Excel will just keep, if there are duplicate entries based on that variable, then Excel will keep only the first entry of data that appears in the data and will delete all the entries happening afterwards. So so this video, in the end, I will give you a review again, that this is a video about how you can use formatting and how you can use duplicate remove option in Excel. Thank you for watching this.